such as Beyonce. Beyonce comes out, my friends, with her new song she just released yesterday, or her new video song, Formation. And she comes out, and right in the song, it starts off by saying, Illuminati, I'm such a mess. And then she goes on, she said it right in front of 80,000 people. She mentions the Illuminati.
Okay, ladies, now let's get information. Prove to me you got some coordination. You just might be a black Bill Gates in the making.
We knew she was going to do this, and while she was dancing, what do we see? We see her go like this. Multiple times, she gave the devil horns, showing who her true masters are. Showing who her true masters are. The global elite who have formated this whole NFL. The NFL is all New World Order, Illuminati, and the Super Bowl is a ritual, and what we saw performed was a ritual. What else I want to tell you guys is the whole show. We see the show being performed in the middle of a cross. That's right, my friends. It's one ginormous cross. So what are they doing to the cross, you might ask? They are spitting in the face of Christianity. They are marking the beast with the Antichrist, which Beyonce has multiple times supported and even come right out and say in her new song that she performed tonight that she is possessed. She's come out and said it. And not only that, we see materialism, greed, and power getting to her mind. As she said in the middle of her song, she said, I'm so powerful and all that. Remember hearing her saying that, it's talking about how big she is, all promoting herself. Okay, my friends? So we got a total mockery here, an Antichrist Illuminati halftime show, and it just disgusts me, but what do you expect from Beyonce? Sure, last year's with Katy Perry was much more, there was much more Illuminati symbolism, but there was still Illuminati symbolism this year's regardless. So it makes me sick, and Hillary Clinton, the dirty toe-tear reptilian herself. And I had to take a little chill pill because I was freaking out earlier about the reptilian queen here, the dirty lizard. Okay. About Hillary Clinton today, exposing her as the Illuminati reptilian she is. Memories here, 2016, being back here at the Queen's Court, the lizard's den, as I like to call it. But just so everybody knows where this concept of Toe Tear Tuesdays comes from, let me just enlighten you. First off, what is a toe tear, you may ask yourself? A toe tear is a reptilian in its full form. Or a reptilian hybrid. Oh, and we got tons of toe tears in Washington. It got me in the dungeon. It's all a big reptilian abduction. She's a murderer! She's a war criminal! She is a soulless reptilian! You know, as I was saying before, Princess Diana, you know, she came in, she was actually Aryan. She had the blue eyes and the blonde hair. And, see, this is the reptilians need to mate with her because their genetics were becoming, too unhuman-like, too lizardy. So they brought her in to give birth to William and that dirty Harry. And, I need more proof than that. And what's all this reptilian talk? Well, she's a dirty reptilian. The Clinton is a reptilian bloodline, just like the Bushes, just like the Rothschilds. You know, it's just... I'm just absolutely disgusted with what I see here. And I'm telling you, the Queen is a reptilian. Princess Diana said it herself. It is government reptilian propaganda. She could feed the world. The whole world would not be starving right now. Everyone would be fed if she was not a greedy lizard. But she is a greedy lizard sitting on millions of billions of dollars. That she is a lizard and she's not human.
I just want to say one other thing before we finish this video. I don't want to demonize the reptilian race because it's just a genetic stream in the great forever. I'm talking about a small number of this reptilian race that is behind this manipulation, not the race in general. And indeed, many of the reptilian stream, both in physical bodies and in other dimensions, are working now to help humanity win their freedom, win our freedom back.
Held her hands and communicated with her silently and telepathically that it had been bred to make contact with certain human beings to convey the important message that not all reptilians were hostile.
In fact, in the old countries of Europe, we had spent most of our time killing each other. We didn't love each other. We weren't one big happy family. The side of my family that comes from Scotland, hell, they didn't even worry about fighting people outside of Scotland. Highlanders and Lowlanders just fought the hell out of each other. So there was no white race, but in the colonies of what would become the United States, what did we see in the 1660s, 1670s? We began to see that Africans of indentured servant status, many of them not enslaved yet, they were not necessarily permanently enslaved. Some were, others were indentured, like many poor Europeans, for periods of 7 to 11 years. They could work off their indenture, and then they would be free labor, technically. realized, as did the white indentured servants, the Europeans who hadn't even been called white yet, that they had a lot of things in common, like the fact that they were all getting their clock cleaned by the elite. And so they would get together more than our history books taught us to foment rebellion against the elite, to try to get a better deal for themselves on the basis of economic necessity and economic justice. And what did the elite do? When you see that you're outnumbered by black and white folks who are penniless, landless, peasants, you have to do one of two things. You either have to kill them all, but you can't do that because who's going to work? Rich folks weren't going to. They had to get poor people to work. The whole point was to be a person of leisure back in those days. That was the goal, was not to work. So you couldn't kill them all. You didn't want to kill them all. You had to do the work yourself. You had to build your own levee, build your own house. No. Pick your own tobacco, harvest your own cotton. No, we're not going to do any of that. So you can't kill them, but you can co-opt them. And so the elite in Virginia, for example, in the colony, begins to give certain carrots to people of European descent, saying things like, you know, we're going to let you own a little land. Not much, but just a little. And we're going to get rid of indentured servitude. Now you're free labor. And by the way, once you're free labor, you get 50 acres of land. Just because you're free labor, see? So we're going to cut you in on this deal. We're going to let you enter into contracts. We're going to let you testify in court. And here's the best of all. We're going to put you on the slave patrol to keep those people in line, right? The idea was you're still going to get your clock clean. We still don't like you. We still aren't going to really empower you or change your economic subordination. But we're going to make you honorary members of this team, and you're going to help us keep those other people down. And so they got a little taste of power, and it did effectively divide and conquer those coalitions. Those rebellions began to stop almost instantly.
Usually, the divide and conquer tactics have always been used by the oppressor to keep the oppressed oppressed.
The Honorable Malcolm X once said, "The greatest weapon that the colonial powers have used in the past against our people has always been divide and conquer."
Now, to balance the scale, I'd like to talk about some things that bring us together. Things that point out our similarities instead of our differences. Because that's all you ever hear about in this country is our differences. That's all the media and the politicians are ever talking about, the things that separate us, things that make us different from one another. That's the way the ruling class operates in any society. They try to divide the rest of the people. They keep the lower and the middle classes fighting with each other so that they, the rich, can run off with all the fucking money. Fairly simple thing, happens to work. You know, anything different, that's what they're going to talk about. Race, religion, ethnic and national background, jobs, income, education, social status, sexuality, anything they can do, keep us fighting with each other so that they can keep going to the bank. You know how I describe the economic and social classes in this country? The upper class keeps all of the money, pays none of the taxes. The middle class pays all of the taxes, does all of the work. The poor are there just to scare the shit out of the middle class. Keep them showing up at those jobs.
Here, you join my new group on Facebook, the UFO Extraterrestrial Community. The link is in the description. It makes me want to take down the New World Order, but how am I going to do that? How are you guys going to do that and bring down this corruption? You're going to join the NWO Freedom Fighters. That's the New World Order Freedom Fighters. That's my worldwide organization, and that is on Facebook. So the link is in the description to the New World Order Freedom Fighters, my friends. We are uniting humanity through love, and we are taking down the dark forces, the elite, exposing their agenda. So if you want to be part of the solution and not part of the problem, my friends, join the NWO Freedom Fighters now. Link in the description. To lose my blood pressure, I just want everybody to join the NWO Freedom Fighters on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description. NWO Freedom Fighters on Facebook. And my worldwide organization, the NWO Freedom Fighters. The link is in the description so we can expose these Illuminati hooters.
Did you know that Facebook is primarily responsible for helping the NSA fine-tune their secret global facial recognition scanning system? It's known as Trapwire, and while you were ignorantly uploading pictures of your family and friends and tagging them, the NSA was working hand-in-hand with Facebook to create the biggest global facial recognition faceprint database.
Cosmic knowledge. Best wishes, my friends. I hope you guys have a good day or night wherever you are in the cosmos. Cosmic knowledge. Peace out. ACLA signing off. Beyonce, I'm watching you as always. Survive. Cosmic knowledge. ACLA.